Hello and welcome to Double Jump Gaming News, your source for everything gaming. I'm your host, Cody Castona.
And I'm James Barta. Double Jump Gaming News is produced as part of a curriculum for the Media Arts and Game Development major here at UW-Whitewater in collaboration with the Double Jump Gaming News student organization here on campus. Check us out this semester on Thursdays at 5 p.m. or consider joining for college credit to expand your portfolio.
Each episode will cover the weekly news from the gaming industry, such as major company announcements, game and system launches, reviews, and panel discussions, along with a touch of insight from our student staff of writers, graphic artists, and producers. So first off, let's start out this week's news, which starts with a bang thanks to Destiny 2. Fans of the not MMO, but not exactly co-op, yet not quite Borderlands type of gameplay, space FPS RPG, should be excited to hear that the new game is coming, with hints that the game might actually have a story this time. We'll see about that though. The game promises loot, and all of your loot from the first game was stolen, as expected for the sequel. The best news is that the game is confirmed to be coming to PC this time, but PS4 owners still get console-exclusive DLC. It was also revealed that GameStop will be getting an exclusive limited edition that is, of course, available for pre-order right now, which includes the first 2 expansions for an additional $30.
That is if GameStop is still around this September, as GameStop, the same corporate gaming store giant that has been in the news recently for its shady business practices that led to employees getting fired for selling too many new games as opposed to used games, is shuttering over 150 stores.
You know, a lot of people are seeing that number and are calling the end of GameStop. However, when you look at these numbers, they have 7,500 stores. And 150 stores means that's about 7,350 stores that are getting shuttered. But at the same time...
Well, that's how many are left. 150 are being closed.
7,350 are left, basically.
Yes.
There's roughly 7,500, so you've got 14 different countries. I know reading into this, Puerto Rico was getting shut down. Like all the Puerto Rican GameStops are gone. That's 35 of them alone. That's a big portion of this shuttering. I know one nearby where I live is getting shut down, but they still have the mall one right down the road. So it's almost like they're kind of just saying, okay, you have 2 GameStop in this area. Why don't we get rid of this one? And I think they're doing that to another store in a few cities down. So it's not like they're making... It's not like they're having an issue because they reported 14% of a loss this past quarter, but at the same time, you're not exactly getting, a giant number like 1,000 stores are getting shut down. You're talking about a company that has thousands, nearly 10,000 stores, and they're shutting down 150 to make, and their profits have actually been going up since then. Their stock went up. So a lot of people on YouTube are like, oh my God, this is the end of the world, but maybe not. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. It could be starting something, but I don't think this is gonna get enough traction to say GameStop's closing in May. Don't quote me on that, but yeah. I feel like there's a little bit more to this that's going on behind the scenes that simply just makes more sense, because I've never understood why. Like there was a time where at a mall where the bottom floor had a GameStop and the top floor had a GameStop. Same mall for almost a year or 2 straight. It made no sense. Once they got rid of one of them, it made sense. But why would you have 2 GameStops within the same relative area?
Right, makes sense.
So I could see that as simply they're trying to make a business move here. That makes sense. Sucks if you're impacted and you're an employee of it, but at the same time, you have to look at it from a business perspective. You have less people when you have 2 GameStops as far as foot traction goes, and foot traffic through a mall is not doing well to begin with right now.
Right.
So it could be good, it could be bad, or it's bad in a lot of ways, but there's some good to it at the same time. But yeah. In lighter news, you can construct additional pylons this summer in a 4K remastered version of Starcraft for PC. Sorry, N64 fans, there's no N64 update coming. However, Starcraft will be available for free as well. Yep. So that's actually a pretty bold move to put out the same game for purchase with extra coat of paint, and then have the original game also be just simply free. So it's a little bit of a weird move, but I understand if you really care that much about graphics, and I think Battle.net support, you're going to be wanting to play the online version with the 4K graphics. available, just exclusively for that purchase, whereas you can play the, full version of the game anyway for free for pretty much single player and maybe local multiplayer content.
That'd be great if they did that for every remastered game, where they just release the updated graphics and then just release the original.
We're never going to get that.
That would be the greatest thing. But that's never going to happen. Unfortunately, no, it's not going to happen.
No, I mean, you're going to get Crash Remastered in 4K, but you can still buy them on PSN for $8 a piece, and get CTR.
Right.
I mean, come on.
It is kind of if you want the new features, you're going to get the new one.
Definitely.
But if you, I guess it's interesting too, just because, maybe you never played the original Starcraft, or you kind of always wanted to look into it. Mm-hmm. But you didn't want to invest.
Looking at it. I don't know how to get into 2 very well. I've seen those pro players, and it's like, oh, this doesn't look. Oh, what are they doing?
Where they're like typing essays. Or
I know that I don't have that kind of keyboard speed, let alone the capacity not capacity, but the attention span to care to learn what's going on right now with the single player campaign. I just don't have the time for it.
Right.
So. I'm glad that I would assume that it's a little bit simpler because it just didn't get into those more complex mechanics as Start 2 did, but we'll see about that. Well, that is about all the time we have this week for news, but be sure to check out our website, doublejumpgamingnews.com, for more video reviews, insights, details, and articles. Stick around because after the break, we're going to be having a discussion on Mass Effect Andromeda's massive defects.
On. Flip them off. 91.7 WSUW. 91.7 is a student-run radio station serving the Whitewater area with a variety of original programs, live sports broadcasting, community events, and more. So turn us on. 91.7 FM. Or stream us live at 917theedge.com.
The James R. Conner University Center on UW-Whitewater's campus is a gathering place for students of various cultures, backgrounds, and lifestyles. The UC is a great source for information, campus tickets, meetings, entertainment, food, gallery exhibits, workshops, and all of your hot card needs. Whether you're looking for a place to study between classes or just a place to hang out with friends, the UC is the place for you. For more information on the UC, please visit uc.uww.edu or go to facebook.com/uc.uww.
Welcome back to Double Jump Gaming News. I'm Cody Castona, and with me I have Nolan Robinson to discuss with Mass Effect Andromeda, which has been getting some poor reception from fans and press as of the past week of release, and a little bit before that when some early copies got out, it seems.
Yeah, you could say that.
So I guess what are the main... the issue seems to be revolving animation.
Yeah. And
you want to kind of get into that a little bit on what you've been seeing? And
Yeah. So from my personal experience, I put about 60 hours in. I'm playing with the male character. You can choose between male and female. I've definitely noticed some animation problems. For example, I've had a character was about to die, and I got in my vehicle, and when I got back out, her character was just in the dead animation. Just stayed there for the entirety of the rest of the time I was playing.
Okay.
Yep, I had to stop the game and reload it for her character to reload.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I've definitely had some very interesting problems with animation.
I don't think you're alone in this. I've been seeing quite a few things, and
Yeah.
I think just about everyone gets, it's like Breath of the Wild where everyone's saying like, everyone's getting their own unique adventure.
Yeah.
Where this is something completely different and you shouldn't be getting these unique adventures because these are all glitches that are not good.
Not necessarily the unique adventure you're looking for.
Yeah. But as far as like you said, you're 60 hours into this. Are you still in like fighting through all these glitches? Or is it really that bad as people are making it out to be?
Nowhere near as bad as people have been making it out to be. I mean, granted, there's not really like a timestamp of like this is when it stops or this is when these issues happen. But it'll just be like that thing that I just said. It was off the handle thing that just kind of happened randomly. It wasn't like story related or anything.
It just chose you to do that at that one spot. It keeps happening. So
I guess
from my understanding, it is going to be patched.
Yes. They announced that they would put out some kind of announcement on April 2nd.
So they announced an announcement that will announce
the
patches,
hopefully,
which may or may not be patched on that date.
Yes, they've already put out some small patches, very small ones relating to some like minor animations and things. So, I mean, they've started to make their fixes on it. They definitely realize the problem.
But do you think this is fixable completely? Like, do you think is this a Mass Effect 3 where it's like, well, we can't change the ending kind of thing, but if we change this thing here, it's going to make the entire game not function right? So is there some things in it that look like glitches that, or mistakes that aren't going to possibly make it out of the game in the right way? Like, are you going to see, like, do you think that there's so many bugs that it's not going to be completely fixable at this point?
Well, being a Mass Effect game, if you've played it before, you know that the faces are always a little wonky looking. No matter how perfect you think a face looks, it'll always end up looking a little goofy.
From what I've played of the first one, I never liked how my character looked after I got out of the character creator. It's like, oh, his cheeks look dumb.
Oh no, the cheekbones are off. I get that. So it's the same way. Small issues like that.
And a lot of the issues revolve around female character.
The animations that they showed that were really bad were focused around human characters. There's a lot of alien characters. The alien characters look pretty good. The human characters can be off a little bit, and the female character that they're referring to is the default face of the female protagonist.
So if you tweak it, it might be okay?
Yeah. I've already set up a second playthrough because my first playthrough of running through with one power set where it encourages you to use all three. So my second playthrough is going to use all three. I'm using a girl on that one, and her animations and like facial animations look a lot better than I thought they were going to. Oh, really? Yeah.
All right. I was expecting you to say like they're just.
Oh, no.
Her limbs are in this portion of the of the spaceship, and her head is over there.
Yeah, I'm about 3 or 4 hours into that one, just so I can get through like the prologue of the game and all the cutscenes and stuff I've had so far. I'm pretty satisfied with how she looks.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's about all the time we have for the discussion on Mass Effect Andromeda. Thanks again to Nolan for your time and thoughts. And again, you can always check out doublejumpgamingnews.com for more on this and a plethora of other gaming-related stories and topics that we cover every single week. Coming up right after the break, though, we're going to be taking a look at the new indie game this week that definitely will catch some Super Smash Bros. Fans' attention.
Here at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, we ensure the safety of others. Our CSOs provide a number of services, such as vehicle jump starts, vehicle unlocks, building lockouts, and walking escorts. Do not be afraid to call 472-4660. CSOs, always there to protect and serve.
Peace, education, activism through creative engagement. Peace is a nonpartisan organization that promotes peaceful resolutions to university and worldwide conflicts. We raise awareness on issues regarding environmental rights, social equality, and political justice. Every month, we show a documentary in the Summers Auditorium. You can learn and have fun doing it. Peace. Be the change you see in the world.
Welcome to Joda's Coffee Lounge. Located on the first floor of the Wells Complex, Jitters is a student-ran, volunteer-based coffee lounge, open nightly from 8 p.m. to midnight. Jitters Coffee Lounge is home to classic hot and frozen drinks, with our favorite, the Oreo-gasm. Jitters offers live music, karaoke, and comedy events featuring both local and guest talents. For more information, visit our website at uwwjitters.org. Jitters Coffee Lounge. We'll keep you up all night.
Hey, and welcome to this week's Game of the Week. I'm Justin Benjamin, and let's get right into it. This week was an exciting week for me because I got to experience the full release of one of my favorite indie games of all time, Rivals of Aether. Rivals of Aether is a 2D platformer fighting game that takes all the competitive aspects of the genre and turns it into a breath of fresh air. The core gameplay is very similar to Super Smash Bros., but it gives its own spin of mechanics and features. Overall, I really enjoy some of the mechanics it implemented. For example, there are no shields in the game. Instead, you have to parry enemy attacks by timing it correctly. This leaves your opponent in a helpless state, open for various follow-ups. At the moment, there are currently 8 characters, 2 of which have to be locked with in-game currency. The characters are all very unique in both design and gameplay. No 2 characters you play as will feel remotely similar to another. My personal favorite character at the moment is Orcane, who resembles an orca whale with legs. This character relies heavily on spacing out your opponent and using his pummel to set up various combos and KOs. The story was very short. I managed to complete all 7 routes in under an hour. But I still enjoyed the story nonetheless. It involves the 6 main characters discovering an evil, threatening their land, and having to team up to find it. Beating story mode also unlocks Abyss mode, a wave-based survival mode where enemies come at you on a constantly changing map. It surprised me how fun the mode was actually, because I quite frankly wasn't expecting much from it, and it's fairly difficult as well. The place where this game truly shines at though is the multiplayer. This game features both local and online multiplayer, allowing you to play with up to 4 people. Online currently only has 1v1s, but supports a more competitive environment with its ranked mode and dedicated competitive community. Keep in mind, if you will play online, expect to find people who are extremely good at the game. Overall, the game looks and feels great, and gameplay is fluid and smooth despite the 16-bit art style. The soundtrack also sounds great and fits the visuals for the game very nicely. Definitely consider picking this game up if you enjoy Smash Bros., especially Melee. However, if you aren't good at the game, expect online mode to be a challenge, as most people online will combo you to death. Anyways, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for checking out this week's Game of the Week. Back over to you guys.
Thank you, Justin, for your review of Rivals of Aether, which is a game that you can check out right now this week.
Next week, our show is going to be discussing Persona 5, which will be a small hands-on review at that point. However, you can check out more content at doublejumpgamingnews.com in the meantime. And you can see game reviews, graphics, video clips, and podcasts on our website. Until next week, keep on gaming.
Thanks for watching.